Hello and welcome. I'm Samantha Hartley of Enlightened Marketing, and I wanted to talk today about how to recognize your next level clients. And the reason why I chose this topic is because I noticed that when I talk to those coaches and consultants who don't yet have a high ticket offer that that's really working for them, I see that they struggle to figure out who this might be a fit for. And so one of the things I share with them is, instead of saying, I don't have clients like that, we reframe that and use different phrasing. And the phrasing that I really like to use begins with, I wonder. So the fun thing about the phrase, I wonder, is that it actually invokes a trance state in the brain. And so as you're thinking things like, I wonder, you begin to wonder, that trance state kind of zooms out, it unfocuses you from all of the actual real life details, and it puts you in a place of letting your mind wander through wondering, wander to those who might be a fit for your offer. So I wonder who might invest in a program like the one I'm creating right now, you might think. Especially, I think this is a good idea to do if you're surrounded by those whom you feel are not a fit for your offer. So a lot of times when coaches and consultants are up-leveling, they find like the people who are around me right now, they're just not a fit for what I'm doing. So the thing that we want to do instead is we want to say, first of all, I would say there are definitely those in your current sphere that you're maybe not working with, but they know about you, who would be a fit for the thing that you're creating. So that's the first thing that I want you to consider, is that there are those potential clients around you who may know about you, and you may not have caught their attention yet because they're your next level clients. So that's why I wanted to introduce the topic today of next level clients, why you need them and how to recognize them. So very often, and we don't say anything anything negative about your current clients. What we want to do is we want to say how they're a fit for you, an older version of you, and now you're evolving into the next version of yourself. And next level clients are one of the ways that you're going to pull yourself into that 2.0 version. How do they pull us? Well, they're going to ask good questions. They're going to require skills and abilities and experience and expertise from us, a level of genius from us that we might not have accessed yet. So how do we recognize them? Well, one of the first things I wanted to talk about was that these clients are going to be listening for something different, right? So they're going to be listening for the results that you can get, the outcomes that you can get. They're going to be thinking much less about like, what am I getting and what are the details of the thing? So this is when you're creating your offer and you feel like you're obsessed with the details of what you do, what your process is. Next level clients don't care about that. What they care about is, what is it going to get me? So if you are thinking already from that point of view and you're speaking to that point of view in your messaging, then you're going to be a lot more attractive to those potential clients. Okay, so that's the way in which your language is going to need to be different already. They're not into DIY for the most part. I find that the clients that I'm serving, they want solutions, and they don't want to figure things out. They've already done that. So they really want to have something. It doesn't always have to be done for them. It can be done with them, but they want to be given a solution and not have to do too much IKEA type assembly at home, figuring out how to put this thing together so that I can apply it in my business. And high ticket clients, when we talk about high ticket, it doesn't just mean that it's expensive, it's a high dollar, it's that it's high value. And when you charge high ticket prices to next level clients, what that means is you're expanding. Because if someone came to you and they said, I need this big solution, a lot of times people will say, well, that's kind of far out there. It isn't necessarily what I'm doing right now. It's like, well, how would you do that solution for them? And if you were being compensated fairly to do that, what might you do for them for that? So that's a different framing of a way to think about those next level clients. So how do we recognize them? I wanted to just kind of share one concept that I heard a coach talk about once that really stuck with me. And he referred to people as being top of the pyramid. So if you think of the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and the bottom one is really they're working on the basics and the fundamentals of life. It's very much about survival at the bottom of the pyramid, and then the middle of the pyramid is more kind of developing things, and then the top is like self-actualization. Right? So that's the progression from just trying to survive to really striving to be a better person and a more enlightened person. So next level clients tend to be more top of the pyramid. And again, that means that they're looking for less of like how can I get the cheapest thing possible, the most value for the cheapest amount possible, how can I just do more of this myself so that I don't have to pay. They tend to be people who have more time than money, and they value their time more than they value money. So even if you're not in a making money niche, like business to business consulting, even if you're in healthcare or relationship coaching, fitness, even in those areas, the next level clients are those who are like, I've done the experimenting. I've done the trial and error. I've done the pass fail. I don't want any more of that. What I really want, and I'm really striving towards, is getting, they want to achieve that thing. These are people who are looking for self-actualization, right? So what's the thing that they want to achieve? And so I think the cool thing about working with that kind of client is that you're able to, bring your best self. So just a background story of how I realized that I maybe first encountered this myself. When I was working at the Coca-Cola company, I started in the field at the company-owned bottler, and I was a marketing manager there. And then I was promoted within the company to the Atlanta headquarters, and I was an internal consultant, a marketing consultant for the company. So I was working in Asia at the time, so I'd fly from Atlanta to Asia and consult with the operations that were there. And of course, I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, this is the Coca-Cola company. I'm going to fly out there. I'm going to look at these operations on the ground, and I'm going to think, what am I going to bring to this place? Like, what exactly can I do? They probably got it all sewed up, right? Well, the interesting thing was that we would begin always with a market tour, and they would take us around and show us, the road show, the way that they do things. And then we would go back to the office. And as we looked at the field, like everything was perfect. They always took us to their best locations and the places where, the most prestigious accounts they had. And then we would come back to the office and we would start digging around. And that's when the skeletons would start coming out of the closets. And we would find what wasn't working for them, or the fundamentals that they didn't have in place, and all this stuff that you would have thought was like, of course they would have this. I realized, oh, well, they didn't have that. And that's when I was able to make a contribution on behalf of the corporate office. So as consultants, how often have you seen that? Have I seen that, where I have met with a client and I feel like, I don't know, I think he's got his act together. It looks to me like things are going really well for him. What could he possibly need? Then I have a meeting and I start asking questions and I go, oh, look at that. This isn't working. That's not working. He started doing this himself, those kind of things. And I find my best clients are those, because those are the clients who are showing up for me. They're asking me questions that I feel like I don't know the answer to that right now, but I bet if we start to work together, I can discover that, and I'm going to, I'll flow that genius to you. So these clients come to you, they ask you questions about your next level genius. Well, you're not necessarily in touch with that, but the opportunity and the step forward in faith that you can take with these clients is to say, I am willing to promise that outcome to you because I trust that I can do that, and I'm going to discover along the way exactly what you need to make that happen. So you know that you have all this expertise and all this experience to draw upon, and just because somebody seems like they don't need your help, once you start asking questions, you reveal a need for your services. And then you get to say, I think I can do this. I think I can discover, even though there's parts of this I maybe haven't done before, or I haven't had to perform on this level before, you can make a promise about what you're going to do for them. So that, to me, is where the clients help you to evolve yourself and help you to take yourself into that next level. And so when coaches and consultants say to me, here's the work that I'm doing, and I feel like, I feel like I'm kind of tired of the clients that I'm working with. I feel like the work it's not bringing out the best in me. It's not my best work. It's not intriguing to me anymore. I really want to do something new and different, something more challenging. That's when I hear them calling forth from the universe, calling those next level clients to them. And the way you're going to recognize them is it's going to look as if they don't need you at all. They have got their act together. I mean, when you see their facade that they've got built, it looks great. And the truth is, it probably is pretty great, because the most capable clients have probably been managing without you for a while. So again, if you're in relationship coaching, the people who show up who are next level for relationship coaching, they've probably developed coping skills to handle the broken situation that they're in. That doesn't mean it's resolved or fixed. That's not the outcome that they want, but they've been managing it for long enough. If you're a fitness professional, you're going to find that they may know more about certain kinds of diet and exercise and fitness planning than you do, because they know all the wrong ways, all the ways that it didn't work for them yet, and you know the right ways. So that's the opportunity for you, is to say, when the right person comes along and they seem like an expert in so many areas, you're going to get to say, but I know the way that works. I know the way that's going to work for you. And we're not going to have to deal in simple details. They probably don't need a lot of teaching from you. They probably don't need a lot of hand-holding. They need support, and they need instruction and information. But it's a very different situation when you're looking at high-ticket, high-value programs. Let me see if there was anything else I wanted to share with you. Well, I think the biggest thing that I would share is the mindset piece, which is it can be really intimidating when a potential client shows up for you and they seem to have their act together and they seem confident and they seem like they don't need you, and you find yourself in a conversation with them and think, I don't know, I don't think I have anything for them. There can be a moment where the easy thing to do would be to just back off and say, cool, you're good, and bolt, right? But the way to serve in this situation is to ask and to explore what's not working for you. What's the biggest challenge in this situation for you right now? I love the how's that working out for you question. Is this the way you want it to be? Is this situation ideally the way that you want it to be? So those are the questions that I ask in order to determine who is a next level client. And I hope that you are having some light bulbs go off. I hope you have some ideas about how you can apply this in your own business, and how you can begin to let go of those whom you've maybe outgrown, the clients that you don't serve as well and they don't serve you as well any longer, and you can evolve into those next level clients, because they really, really need you. And not only do they need you, they're going to help you evolve into the next level of yourself so you can work with more clients like them and serve at an ever higher level. Thanks.